But like you're saying, you're always looking for the cool... Whoa! You trying to kick me? Oh, shit. Well, I thought this was solid, right? Yeah, kill them now. Hey there, welcome back to noit'ed. I'm Suffer of Let's Suffer Together. Back to show you today 2 of the new mini-bosses in the game. I assume there's a lot more in the game, but this is just a surface level vanilla kinda run, and we bumped into these 2 folks today, so spoiler warning ahead. But we're gonna go and explain how to find them, what they're like, how it all goes about, and how the business all goes down. But we are in what is formerly the Twisty Passages, the Lost Laboratory, the Forgotten Laboratory, or something like that now, where it's a lot more open, it's a lot more brutal in a way. There's actually enemies in here now. It's completely different, where you've got all sorts of little interesting things to go find. Enemies that belong in the final few floors of the game as well, that can really cause some devastation. As you notice here, we're really low health. However, with the wand we've got, the homing, freezing, it generally wasn't too much of a problem. Making sure that... just having a little bit of an explore, going up and down, side to side. You see the alcohol burning in here? If you check the actual perk list we're going to show you right now, it's caused by gas fire, a new perk that will set on fire the gas created from liquids automatically. It makes the propane out of propane tanks just disappear straight away. As you can see, the guy with the magic hat, signifying he does a certain type of attack. There's different colours for different hats on the magic dude up there. So, you see that's a meteor. Very deadly, very dangerous. There's other ones that'll do different types of attacks as well, and it's always best to take care of. And, yeah, make sure you're packing. You don't have to pack, like some good ones here, as I'll show you a little bit later. But it is advisable. That dude will stop you firing. If he hits you, he'll stop you firing your wands for about 15 seconds. Always want to make sure that, yeah, again, you're paying attention. You don't want to, not have your wands for any certain amount of time. So, you can find potions in this place, however you won't be finding wands. Teleport has become really rare as a potion, so finding it here was a little bit, well, of a pleasant surprise. It's become rare because I probably feel, in a speedrunning sense, it might be seen as a little bit boring, so the developers wanted to promote other aspects. However, you find all the teleport potions and teleport liquids here to your heart's content, as well as Berserk potion and various other potions. These lasers that shoot down from the ceiling, they pack a punch. They take a lot of damage. They're mildly inconvenient. You can just slot yourself under them, they're not too much of a problem. You've got conventional enemies as well. However, you've got some unconventional enemies as they fall down. These guys belong in the final area of the game as well. Melee characters, I've never seen them shoot before, but still someone to definitely take into consideration that you're going to need to defend against. As you go closer to the left-hand side and the end of the biome, you'll come across these statues you may be familiar with if you've finished a game. Normally you see them as a golden statue, but this one is either concrete or, I don't know, I don't have a mouse and keyboard, so I couldn't actually mouse over it to check the actual material. However, very familiar, I'm sure. And there was something immediately suspicious about these. As you see at the very start of the video, they can end up coming to life and attacking you. I first saw them in the tower, and again, I thought they were friendly. Turns out they weren't. Anyway, we come to the end with the snowy caverns, the snowy area, the snowy biome with the Orbin meets the boss fight, essentially. The mini-boss fight where we get a huge noit'ed, my friends. It's huge. It scared the living shit out of me when I first saw it. And it's got a reflective shield. It will be able to reflect your shots when it's up. It can be frozen, and it does actually drop to the ground when it is frozen, so maybe something possibly to take advantage of. We just, wanted to stay still, check it out for a little while, see how intelligent it was. Because it's a big character, because it's a big enemy, it doesn't seem to be able to travel that well, so you can use terrain to your advantage, most definitely, as you can see frozen there. However, the attacks it can pull out varied. It can destroy terrain, it can do meteors, it can do conventional, just regular projectile magic. As you'll see, it's got some skills. It will fire a projectile out, which will then split into 3 different other projectiles, like this, 1, 2, and then 3. Essentially, that would have destroyed terrain if it wasn't metal as well. It doesn't have a health bar, and it will do when you play it, because I was playing the press release version of the game when I actually first saw this character, and it didn't have a health bar then, but as you'll see in a little while, it does. It's not got the most amount of HP, as again, we'll be able to put it into context a little bit later, but once you do finally kill it, you get a crystal key. I didn't get a full health regen in the full release of the game. I got one in the press release version, though. You also get a spell. That was a spell duplicator. I wasn't able to pick it up, unfortunately, because I didn't have edit ones everywhere. And, yeah. You can take this key, though, and put it in your potion inventory, and there is a little something. Again, spoilers a little bit ahead if you don't want to know what happens with the crystal key. We don't actually end up fully using it because of a little bug, which I'll explain in a little while as well. But we do know what you end up doing with it. This little pod of wealth, as it is called, or something like that, we ended up coming with the key, checking, seeing what it was about, seeing if it was anything related to this. Turned out it wasn't, but hey, it was a nice kind of welcome inclusion to the game. It was a nice adventure, and I really enjoyed my journey through the twisted passages, which had previously been nothing, so turning nothing, or just a nice little colourful biome, into something that matters, because the implications for the lore of the game, which is vague, but it leaves a lot to your imagination, could be huge. So now we come on to my second attempt, where I tried to see what we could get away with in terms of coming as quick as possible. What we did, we went to the first 3 biomes, looped around the top, which we met another bad boy along the way, but we'll get to that shortly, to see if we could do a short loadout kill. Now it turns out it was quite hard, as you can see from my health bar, and it took a lot of discipline and patience, mainly. Well, firstly we used some spark bolts with Berserk, with an energy orb. It wasn't really doing the trick, but as soon as we started using the spark bolts, it was actually relatively easy. It seems to have some sort of explosion weakness, which was quite nice. And a little bit of a different spell this time. One that would clone a spell, essentially, and we still get the key. Not sure why I took damage here as well. That's a mystery to me. I've been taking random bits of damage around the place, and I don't know whether it's a bug or something that's intended. But either way, a very nice kill, considering the lack of loadout. We get to see this little, I think it's a book. I think that's a big book that's just been left behind as or some sort of lab equipment. No idea. Either way, we made a bit of a mess around here, and I go invisible to try and get my way, but all the way back. We get attacked. So the key, what you need to do, and again, spoilers, the music boxes now have a use. If you have the key, you can go and kick the music box to produce some music. What you will then do is throw the key at the music box, and it will absorb the music. And of course, you've got the one in the fishy biome, the fish pond, where you just kick it, as shown. Throw the key, which, again, I will eventually do, and you get a little prompt saying it absorbs it. God damn, I am slow. Come on, there we are. The key listens. There was that little hint that the key was voiceless, so you're collecting the music, essentially. Now we ran into a bug, like I suggested, that we couldn't actually find this little music box that's meant to be here, so it stopped me in my tracks. So we won't get a solution today, but keep on track with the other videos we put out, and maybe someday we'll reach a little bit of a conclusion to this, because that was a little bit frustrating. We come to the second little mini-boss we find today on the loop in the 3rd floor. When you go all the way to the right to go back up to the 1st floor, you will come under an attack, a barrage. We're even invisible, and you'll see Hisi also coming along that see what is on the right-hand side as aggressive or needing to be under attack. Again, they weren't following me. However, the barrage ends up stopping so we can slowly move forward. The Hisi don't come under that much of an attack. I think it might have been behind the wall. As you come to the right-hand wall, you will see it's all closed off. There is no apparent way through, and a mini-boss with a health bar. So that was a bit of a shock to see something like that. This is the first run through with a short loadout, so we just decided, well, we'll go up to the mini-boss in the Twisty Passages. Well, the former Twisty Passages, since I didn't think I had the HP to take what was ever behind there on, considering the magic it was throwing out at me. So we just kill the Hisi, and we make our way upstairs. But we do end up coming back to it. However, the apparent wall that looks like some really hard wall to get through that rockets wouldn't have sufficed put me off as well, thinking, I just couldn't get through there. So we ended up just buggering off, doing our own business elsewhere. Very intriguing though. Also, again, because I couldn't see it, I didn't see what it was, so I knew where I was going to the other mini-boss. I knew what I was up against, and I knew we were trying specifically to do a short loadout on that boss, so that's why I avoided it mainly. Because I thought, well, I'm going to ruin a perfectly good projectile repulsion shield here if I try and fight something I'm not ready for. But the Berserk might have helped, but as we find out in a little while, that, yeah, it turns out it might not matter, short loadout or not, that we're going to need to get some weaponry. So as we come for our second attempt, obviously third biome, all the way at the right, we're a little bit underpowered again. I just wanted to see it more than anything and get a feel for it. We've got the Angry Ghost, a new perk that will allow a little bit of an Angry Ghost buddy, like the Sad Ghost, like the spell. We get polled immediately, which is a bit of a shame. We lose Angry Ghost for a little while. He's not there to protect us. A problem we'll come across again very shortly. But Angry Ghost comes back. Under barrage again, we're wondering what that is. You know? Is it just a sentry emplacement firing at us? But again, we come across the wall and the health bar yet again. But luckily this time, I've got rockets. I think a problem last time was I didn't have rockets either. I had the dropper bolts, but that's not going to be great for a wall. And we come under barrage again and we see it. We see the tiny little spawn that looks like the boss, Three Eyes. It's spawning wands that will then disappear, phasing in and out of existence, firing different magic at you. The actual boss itself can poly you, as you saw. I don't think it was any of the wands. There's no projectile, easy projectile poly, and it did it multiple times, and I've seen it do it again and again to different people I've watched try and fight this. Very diverse attack set where it's got the kind of pyramid rotational circle of attacks, but a bit wider and faster. I think it, again, turns me into a sheep. And there's no real escape after this, You're gonna get chased down. Very powerful boss. There might be periods of time also where you just can't attack it. Spawning wands that I'm not sure if you can take out the wands prematurely, but you're certainly going to have to be defensible against them. And then take it out when you've got the time. Not sure the best policy for this one, but certainly something that is very exciting. Again, adds to the lore of the game. Why is this here? Why is it away? What's it defending? Is there something up that passage? I don't know. These questions will be answered, though, on this channel at some point. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, that kind of thing, ring that bell, so you're notified about when we put out fresh content every day. Appreciate you checking out the video. Appreciate you checking out noit'ed as well and supporting independent content. We also stream live at twitch.tv/let's stuff together. Make sure you come and check out some of our live content where we're discovering some of these secrets and really pushing the boundaries of the game. Until next time, my friends, take care, take it easy. I'll catch up with you in the next episode and see you later, my friends.